for the second panel discussion, which is going to be on professional networking sites, a game changer in the world of recruitment. How has professional networking sites become a game changer in the world of recruitment? Mr. Sheikh.
Yeah, I think, before we just get on to it, I think if you really look at what is happening in the organization, I never used to see HR working 24 hours in a day. Now I think they're working like that. Because, hiring talent has become extremely important, and scaling up and scaling down, it's not going to be very easy. That's one challenge they're facing. And secondly, I think the cost of recruitment is coming down. The top management is saying that, look, you need to bring down your cost. There's enormous pressure on them. So when you have a kind of scenario where you want to get right kind of people, and your costs are under pressure, so obviously you're thinking in terms of sourcing what differently we could do. And the whole social networking side, or maybe I think the social media is playing an important role. In India, it is not caught up so much, but elsewhere it's caught up. It's not that it's going to replace the existing model of recruitment. The recruitment agencies are going to play their role, but nevertheless, I think it's giving a larger platform. And the larger platform, one big thing which I see is that you will get both active and non-active participant in your portal. Because when you go to recruitment agencies, you're only getting someone who's looking for active, changing the kind of job. But in the social networking site, you'll get passive guys. So you could probably tempt them, or probably see that, okay, there's something out there for you. People are willing to look at it. I think it's definitely making huge impact in terms of sourcing the recruitment.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think very important thing which is happening is, and I will quote from the LinkedIn talent trend report which comes every year, is that almost 75% of people whom you want for any role, whom you would be very interested in actually hiring, are passive job seekers. They're not actively seeking job. And when it comes to niche skills, and our friend who was talking from Biocon, typically in industries there are certain very important skills which are very rare in the market. So you have only 4 or 5 of those kind of people in each geography. And the reports say that 95% of them are not looking for job because they are anyway doing very well. Big change is now, let's look at from the organization's point of view, because social media has now become a place where you can really brand yourself very well. So putting forth your employee value proposition in a way that you are selling experience and not a job is going to be that much more easy, because technology has enabled you not to put up a write-up, but I can now upload a video. And so what I sell is experience. I sell is how will you grow as a professional. What I sell is whom will you work with. And in a very subtle way, I really not trying to recruit. I just put my profile there as an organization or as a recruiter. And that is where the matchmaking starts happening. We are talking only in terms of recruitment. So, in recruitment, they say the good recruiter is like an assassin. You can keep on dodging his bullet for some time, but once he gets a chance, he'll kill you. Now this.
Yeah, so the internet has brought in a lot of democracy. There are no national boundaries. The approachability, the transparency is absolutely imminent. So if I look at this room or beyond, everybody has a virtual presence, right? If you are not there on one of the sites, whatever that is, you do not exist. That's the belief today. Okay, so the first thing one does when one reaches a certain age is to be present on Facebook, present on ABC. Right? So it has transformed our life to such an extent, no notional boundaries exist. Okay? Whether you go to marry, you go to date, or you go hunting for talent, you should be there, and that's imperative. So it is said widely and loosely believed that 8 out of 10 people exist on 2 or more networking sites or professional sites. So conventional job sites like Naukri, Monster continue to be relevant. But what has surpassed their relevance, and I'll tell you the reason why, is these professional sites, because the reach that the professional sites give is wider. It is more democratic because smaller companies, as Abhay mentioned, smaller companies have an equal say over the professional networking sites. And it's a two-way process, it's a multi-dimensional process, because what was lacking in the conventional sites as Naukri and Monster was you could not validate what was submitted. So I submit a one-dimensional thing, and then you keep on validating wherever, whereas in LinkedIn, it is validated through certifications, citations, etc., given by equally competent and more knowledgeable and more senior and more credible professionals.
Ram.
Yeah, with reference to education sector is concerned, almost all majority of B schools are coming close to the industry which you are referring. My experiences are like this, where as for the employee is concerned, we have a standard structure suggested by AICTE, so the application will come in the standard format. It won't give the full details. Whereas the other side, the moment we got the person name details, when we go to their social network information in terms of LinkedIn or Facebook, something like that, we get more information. This is not only reading the lines, between the lines we can get from that one. That's some of the good B schools are practicing it, and some of the institutions also practice education industry. Also practicing about the students who are applying for admissions, wherever we have a 1%, 2% doubt is there, we try to see their Facebook account and then try to understand whether whatever he quoted is okay or not. But in India, it is happening very little. Thank you.
Just going and looking at LinkedIn, they're looking at number of sites available. Because the critical aspect is that I think the most important thing most of the HR or recruiting agency kind of struggle is how to get the right kind of talent for a given job. I think it's very easier said than done. So I think the space is available, they're trying to look at it and trying to see it. But these sites also have inherent disadvantages, if I have to say so. For example, still privacy is a problem. Someone is not willing to put everything on them. Or maybe something even reliability. Reliability is also a question mark. So obviously I think they are looking at different kind of sites and different kind of avenues through which they can get maximum information, because I think they want to get both the quality and quantity, then do the screening, and then probably come to a population where you want to really focus on. So I think that's what I think everything is, people are looking at it, whether it's the companies or whether recruitment agencies. The only thing which has happened is that the recruiting agencies are no longer keeping the database now. It's not relevant for them, because earlier they used to keep their own databases, but now they're not keeping it. So that is certainly changed, but obviously they are looking at what is available and then trying to fit how best one can get a right kind of employee for a given job.
So my question is, are these
But let me slice the segment the entire population which you're trying to recruit. So if you're trying to recruit the freshers, if you're trying to recruit people who've got 2 to 4 years of experience, or if you're trying to recruit in mass where you believe that our training program is going to be that strong that with a small right education, if you come in, I'll be able to train you and put you into that job. Then the reliability of what is happening on the social site is not that relevant as long as we have apparently the right profile. Now, typically what I'm saying is these are mass hiring which is happening, and probably the number of seats which are warm will decide kind of revenue we're going to generate, and so the reliability of the data is not really looked into so much, and social media can be a good way of quickly hiring.
So I think it depends upon the organization's belief system. If the organization is mature and serious and really very serious about measuring and assessing the quality of hires, then at least the organization has multiple platforms to validate, right? So if I have to hire Mr. Sheikh from PwC to KPMG, for example, and excuse me, I will look at his research blog posts. I will look at his WhatsApp photo. I will look at his the likes that he has done, or anyone. I'm sorry, sir. the likes that one does, and I'll tell you there are multiple tools available. So how the automotive industry works, there is a master plant, and then there are ancillary units spread all over, right? Similarly, now the companies have such areas wherein you have organizations and you have analytics organizations spread to do multiple things. So let's take the case of Facebook, which everyone uses here. You like something, so my mama expired, 280 likes. So some post I saw sometime back, and it was shocking. Somebody's mama expired and you are liking it. There is no choice. So liking means, okay, I acknowledge and I'm sad. Now, how to interpret that like? So you like what you like or there is some analytics organization as you like or something like that. I'm not able to recollect. There is an organization called Tweet Psyche. So they go into your tweets, they go into how you have clicked like, and the negative connotations are interpreted. Then they make your personality. Okay, you have liked everything, that shows you are a sadist. Or you have liked these things, which shows you are a positive guy. You have tweeted on political thing, you are extremely politicized, you are a right wing, left wing, center, fundamental, this, that. Okay, so that's a personality. This
is that we need more and more. The reason is people will be used to understand the rules of a game for a given site. For example, Facebook. The moment the same customer or client is coming to LinkedIn, he knows very well that it's more professional and then I have to be very. But slowly, there also slight changes are happening.
Good evening. I'm Ranjan Khajuria, Core Finance student. So my question is, 1.5 years ago I stopped using Facebook. I thought it's time consuming and I'm not learning anything out of it. So I stopped, and once in a while I just see the pages I like and some of the updates, but I'm not using otherwise. So like, is there something I'm losing, or when I'll go for jobs, so are they gonna make sure that why he's not using these social network sites, or are there some other reasons why he's not involved in social media or something? Maybe he's introvert kind of people. So are these things can affect like your job placements on other things, like if you're not using this media?
You're a smart boy. Please let this enigma continue.
Yeah, sure.
Nothing else apart from that. Nobody is going to ask you how many sites you have been in. If you're not going to do well in the interview, I think that you're facing, you're not coming across as a holistic person, people will not take you at all, whether you're using or not using. So maybe I think don't waste too much of time, rather invest the time on your development. Think about your development, invest the time on that, and that will pay you back.
We come to the end of this discussion. Thank you so much, panelists, for such an engaging discussion. Thank you.